The art of forgiveness. In a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived two neighbors, old Mr. Tompson and Mrs. Patel. They had been friends for many years, sharing stories and laughter, until one day, a misunderstanding drove them apart. It all started when Mr. Tompson's dog, Max, accidentally trampled Mrs. Patel's prized tulip garden. Mrs. Patel was upset and demanded an apology, but Mr. Tompson, feeling defensive, refused to admit fault. Harsh words were exchanged, and soon, a rift formed between them. Weeks turned into months, and the once vibrant friendship between Mr. Tompson and Mrs. Patel withered away. They avoided each other, their hearts heavy with resentment and hurt. One sunny afternoon, as Mr. Tompson sat on his porch, he noticed Mrs. Patel struggling to carry a heavy bag of groceries. Despite their falling out, he couldn't ignore her plight. With a sigh, he approached her and offered to help. Mrs. Patel hesitated at first, surprised by Mr. Tompson's gesture. But as he reached out his hand, she saw a glimmer of kindness in his eyes. With a grateful smile, she accepted his help, and together, they carried the groceries to her doorstep. As they walked, Mr. Tompson broke the silence. "I'm sorry about Max and your tulip garden," he said softly. "I should have been more careful." Mrs. Patel's heart softened at his apology. She had been holding onto her anger for so long, but in that moment, she realized that forgiveness was the only way to mend their broken friendship. With tears in her eyes, she nodded. "Thank you, Mr. Tompson. I forgive you." A weight lifted off their shoulders as they embraced, letting go of the resentment that had kept them apart. From that day forward, Mr. Tompson and Mrs. Patel became friends once more, their bond stronger than ever. They spent their days together, sharing cups of tea and reminiscing about old times. The tulip garden was replanted, this time with Max kept on a leash, and it flourished under their care. In the end, Mr. Tompson and Mrs. Patel learned that forgiveness was not just about letting go of the past, but about embracing the beauty of second chances and the healing power of friendship. And as they watched the sunset together, they knew that their friendship would endure, a testament to the art of forgiveness. If you find value in this video, please like and share it, so we can create more like this. Learn more. www.eggsheeglenreads.com